A while back, Deity sent me a microphone to test out, and it was their Deity V-Lav microphone. I was thoroughly impressed. This was the first microphone I had ever really messed with from a company called Deity. I had heard of them before, but I never really dove more into what they were about. Figured out that they were really kind of in cahoots with the Aperture team, which I absolutely love Aperture. I'm blown away by companies that are really trying to bridge that gap from really expensive gear to more consumer prices, but still keeping that Hollywood quality, trying to bridge that and marry it in the middle. That's one of the reasons why I've been so impressed with Deity. We're gonna be reviewing a new product from Deity, the Deity S-Mic 2S. So like many of you, I was super excited to look at this microphone, so I immediately set up my cameras, opened it up. I was really impressed with the look and the packaging from the outside. I gotta say, their branding is on point. It's always the same across everything else. I was really happy to find out that it had a really nice like baby Pelican case that it carried everything in, which is always a plus, especially when a company is giving you something at a really good cost. You normally expect them to cut corners, so them throwing in this little case that carries everything, and it's a nice case, that really shows that they're going above and beyond and that they care for their customers. Looking inside the package, we have a windscreen that goes on top of the microphone, really nice quality. Then they threw in a nice mic stand attachment as well, so you can hook it up to anything you want, whether it's a boom arm, a mic stand itself, or you've got a C-stand and you can screw it in there because it also comes with the little receiver pin that goes inside of it. Of course, the hero of this entire package is the microphone itself. I was expecting it to be honestly a lot bigger, so when I pulled it out, I was like, holy crap, this thing is very compact. Overall, it feels like the microphone is good quality and that they didn't cut corners, and that is a really big deal to me as a filmmaker, making sure this gear is going to last. One thing I have yet to test out is it says in the packaging that this is water resistant. That's a big deal for a microphone to be able to stand up to the elements and not crap out the first time there's some mist in the air or that it gets a little bit of moisture going on. I'm not gonna go down every spec of this microphone because that's just not normally what I do. If you would like to see those specs, I will put them up right here on the screen. You can pause it right now. You can glance over it, whatever you wanna do, and read these in full. I was more excited to do a real world test, so I reached out to my brother, which is also a filmmaker. We got a whole bunch of microphones together to stack up to this Deity microphone, so that's what we wind up doing. So we've got a slew of microphones above me. We can actually cut to this camera that I have sitting over here. You can see I've got a buttload above me. Probably throughout this whole video, I'm really just gonna be cutting between the mics, and anytime I cut between the mics, I'm just gonna put down here below where you can see what mic is actually on the screen. So I'm gonna pull up the specs right here, and we're gonna talk about the Deity S-Mic 2 first, because this is really what this whole video is about. So the Deity S-Mic 2 is $319 is what this mic is. This is basically like a baby shotgun. They actually have a Deity S-Mic 2, but it doesn't have the S at the end of it. I know that can get a little confusing. They've got a full size shotgun, and then they've got a smaller one, which is what this microphone is right here. Normally I would EQ my microphones and give it a little more punch so it just sounds a little bit better, but I'm actually not EQing any of these microphones right now. This is all just out of microphones. This right here is the Deity S-Mic 2. It's just straight raw out of it. The only thing I'm doing is I'm just bringing up the levels to everything so everything matches and it's across the board. Now you're listening to the Rode NT5. This is just a condenser microphone. It's about 219 bucks if I remember correctly on B&H, which is honestly where I'm getting all my prices for this stuff at the time that I'm recording this. Of course, prices could change depending on when you're watching this in the future, but this microphone I've had for a while. This is really my primary microphone I've used, my talking head for any of my tutorials. Now we've got the Rode NTG3. This is really an industry standard microphone, and it's a little unfair, to be honest with you, comparing these two, but I did want to see how the Deity microphone would stack up to something that is like this, that is $699. This NTG3 is $699, where the Deity is about half the cost of that. Is it really that much of a difference, especially if we went in and EQ'd everything later? Then of course we've got the Rode NTG2, which is basically the really kind of older version of the NTG3 that we just talked about, but it is closer in price to what the Deity microphone is. They're both around that $300 price range. Again, this is a really good microphone, and I wanted to see what something that's been around for so long, how it stacks up to the Deity, and if the Deity being kind of new and having some new technology in it, how it would sound from one to the other. Lastly, we have the Sennheiser microphone. This is definitely over the top and is the most expensive microphone out of all of them. This one is a condenser microphone. It's not a shotgun microphone, so it's just like the Rode NT5. It's meant to be more in an indoors environment. But the other three are shotguns, so they can be used indoors, but they're also really gonna shine compared to the others when you go outdoors because it's more directional, as the condensers are getting a little bit more of everything. But I'm curious to see, switching between each microphone, really where does one shine? Does one sound better than the other? Especially being raw out of the microphone, you know, no effects, nothing like that. Really, I wanted to do this comparison to find out, do you need to spend $1,200 on a Sennheiser microphone? Do you need to spend $700 on a Rode microphone? Or is this $300 microphone from Deity just as good as some of these really expensive microphones? That's a really big deal, and that's one of the reasons I've honestly been drawn to Deity so many times, is they give you really high quality microphones at a very good price. They're not gouging prices for you guys. So I'm curious to see, does Deity's $300 microphone stack up and hold its own to some of these very expensive microphones that have been around for a very long time? So I am not getting paid by Deity. This microphone was sent to me for free to review, but they are not watching this video before I send it. They have no input in what I say. If this microphone sucks, I'm gonna let you know if it sucks. And I do not own every one of these microphones. I've got like thousands of dollars floating above my head right now while I'm shooting this video. A lot of these are loaners. I had my brother come in and help me set this stuff up so I can do this video for you guys comparing things. So just disclaimer, I did get this microphone sent to me for free, but I'm under no obligation to say if it's good or bad. The same thing with the other microphones. I either own them or they're just loaners sent to me. So my final thoughts on this microphone is I haven't had it long enough to really put a full review over it with my name on it. I do gotta say though, from having it for at least a week so far and putting it through all the tests that I've put it through, I have been blown away by the quality that comes out of this microphone, especially when it was stacked up to some that were triple the price of it. Deity has knocked it out of the park with this new S-Mic 2S. I would definitely check this one out, guys, if you're in the market for a new shotgun mic, or you're needing something to throw on your like rig that you're taking out in the field, but you wanna have a backup one for a different boom operator, whatever you're wanting to do. This microphone has really impressed me. Thank you so much, Deity, for sending this microphone out for me to review. That's it for me today, guys. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. Let me know in the comments below what you think of this microphone. How does it sound? This entire video has been using the Deity S-Mic 2S unless it's something else as stated on the screen when I was doing the tests. So let me know in the comments below, what do you think of this microphone? How does it sound to you guys? If you guys are new here, consider subscribing and hitting that bell notification so you don't miss any of my new videos. You guys are amazing. I'm the Iron Giant. I'll catch you next time. Peace. I literally have no clue what I'm gonna say, so we're just gonna wing this shit, shall we? Yeah, I know. There's one douchebag. There's one guy that drives down my street constantly, and when I'm recording tutorials, I literally have to stop because that dude is just driving down with his big old muffler. You should hear it when a train comes by. It all looks good at the end, but this is really what it is.